You got one hand out. FedEx is not watching. FedEx is gonna kill me here. Thanks, FedEx. This is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road again. Didn't think I'd make it out there, did ya? Nope. It's 52 degrees outside. Although on the thermometer here says 59, but it's gonna drop. Yeah, I checked the weather, it says 52. But as you know, I never really trusted the thermometer on this bike. So what am I riding? Yeah, take a look at this thing. It's got a nice silver basket. There's a bunch of blue in here. Yeah, this is the Electric Bike Company Model S. Yeah, this is the Beach Cruiser. So why did I pick the Beach Cruiser out of all the bikes that are available to me? Well, most of them actually, batteries are kind of down. I brought them all down to like 70% or less. So I figured, you know, today wasn't so bad. I figured I better get out there while I can before I can't do it anymore. And this bike had some battery power still left. I've got two batteries in here, as you know. There's a front basket battery and then there's a battery on the rear rack. I turned them both on this time because both of them were kind of drained down. I'm gonna have to charge this thing back up when I get back home. We're not gonna go too far, obviously, because I think the rear battery wasn't as charged up as the front battery. I think that what's giving me the voltage right now is that front basket battery. It's one benefit of having two battery systems on the bike. And as you know, Electric Bike Company gave me this bike fully loaded the way I wanted it, which basically meant everything that they had on the bike is an option. Yeah, I loaded this thing up. Yeah, it's over $5,000 something after I was done with it. Custom paint job and custom this and that, double battery system, everything. I mean, if they're gonna give it to me, we're gonna really take it and max it out, right? But like I said before, in the past, maxing it out meant the second battery on the basket made it a lot heavier because now you got a second battery to deal with. It's okay. You learn to deal with it. So you may be wondering how the coughing's going. Yeah, the coughing's still around. It's just not as much. I slow down there, make sure that white car stops, and they did. It's just not as much right now, that's all. We're just gonna hang around the same areas we always do. I can't go too far, like I said, because of the batteries and also because of the wind that's blowing up on us. I'm putting a left hand out for a left turn, just to let people know that I'm making the left. I can't really fully stop at the stop sign because you got one hand out. FedEx is not watching. FedEx is gonna kill me here. Thanks, FedEx. See, this is the problem. You got to watch out for these other people because they don't see you sometimes. So even though the other cars saw me, FedEx didn't. FedEx just pulled right out. Now he's going to stop in the middle of the road here for his delivery. Yep. Trying to kill me, I tell you. You know, this past couple days I was watching some videos on YouTube of bikes that had gotten into accidents, bikes and scooters. A lot of scooters on that one video. But yeah, it's usually because cars aren't watching, you pull out, they don't see you, you keep going, and then you slam right into them. Or they slam right into you. So you really gotta watch out. Now, the nice part is the brakes on this bike is pretty good. This is quad pistons on here. These are Tektro Dorado quad piston hydraulic brakes, okay? So I didn't have any fear that I couldn't stop. I could do it. But yeah, I was moving pretty good already, and he's already pulling out. But the thing is they can't see too well. They got a box van. They only have certain types of things in the mirrors, and from that angle, it's probably in his blind spot. He probably can't even see it. He's just pulling right out. So yeah, watch out. It's up to you to watch out. It's not up to them, okay? So anyway, let's move this up here. Now, as you might know, the Electric Bike Company is set up as a Class 2 and Class 3 bike option. I have it set for Class 3. Class 3 only happens if I pedal to 28 miles an hour. So if I let go of the throttle and start pedaling, I can break through that 20-mile-an-hour thing. So just keep an eye on the thing there. You see we're moving up, right? Because I'm pedaling, okay? I usually don't pedal, but I can pedal. I'm not gonna pedal all the way, forget it. So on a bike like this, you let go of the throttle, start pedaling, you can get up to 28. But the throttle will not bring you to 28. That's the true definition of class 3. Which this thing does. This thing holds to the letter of the law. I told you that before. Alright, so now there's a big German Shepherd there. We're not going to go down the bike path. We'll just keep going. Alright, so I am sniffling as usual in the code. But hey, I've got the Exonito helmet on with the Exonito liner because they had sent that to me. Thank you very much to Exonito for that. Hey, thank you guys too for continuing to buy the Exonito helmets. I do notice that you guys have used my affiliate link. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. They give me a few dollars whenever you buy something using my link. So I think that you get $15 off of your Exonito purchase if you buy an Exonito helmet. So if you're looking for something for someone for a Christmas gift, that might be a nice gift. You got to find out the head size, of course. I have the extra large. I think they call it extra large. The extra large one on. I originally ordered a large. Mrs. Wright has I think she has a medium. I don't know how they do it. I can't recall anymore. All right, and then the drivers waved me on, so I'm gonna go. So I have the largest size, whatever they call it, okay? It's probably extra large. And that gives me the extra room to put that liner on. The liner is cool because, you know, not only does it keep your head warm, but it's got, all right, which way we're gonna go? Let's go this way. It's got earmuffs on. That's really what's helping me right now. I have everything on. I got 2 sweatshirts on. I got full-size, full-fingered gloves on. I don't have the safety vest on. Again, I said before, the current safety vests are a little bit small when I have everything on. It's okay when it's during summertime, but yeah, the current ones that I have are not good when I have everything on, all my clothing on. So I could wear the old one. I should wear the old one. It looks really bad. I mean, the reflective stripes are wearing out of it, but everything else is fine. That one's slightly larger, and it fits, but maybe I should have wore that anyway. I'm wondering if I should have turned there. Let's see what the next turn is. Yeah, so right next to it is the highway, actually. You can see it on the right side. So, yeah, I figured I better get out. I think this could be the last ride. I said that last time I rode out there, right? But I think this could be the last one. I keep an eye on the weather. I look at it, you know, in advance by, maybe we should turn here. Let's see. Yeah, this might be okay. Of course, we got another cars coming there, but I'm gonna stick my hand out, let them know I'm turning. Yeah, I look at the weather way in advance, like a week in advance, and it looked like next weekend might be okay, but it looked like it might rain too, so that's not so good. I really don't like going out if it's under 50 degrees. And like I said, it's not really the weather, it's the wind chill that gets to you. So the wind will stop you. I don't care what it says the ambient temperature is, but the wind blowing up on you can really cut into you. Yeah, sniffle along. But no, because you haven't been out, you know, anytime you get a chance to go out, you want to go out. Okay, I'm going to go to the left here. There's nobody here. I'm not going to go around that thing. It's a little cul-de-sac over there. There's a lot of cul-de-sacs down this area I mentioned before. So, yep, I decided, yeah, I better take this out, do this video while I can. I don't know if this goes through. I don't think this one goes through. Another cul-de-sac. I tell you, this whole area you can get lost because you can't find your way out. And nothing said it was a cul-de-sac as I pulled up, so I had no idea it was a cul-de-sac. We know now. So how do you get out of this place? You never find your way out of this place. All right, let's take a right. Let's see what happens. I get lost really fast. I have a terrible sense of direction, as I told you before. Oh well, we'll just ride around. You know, if you get lost, it's no big deal. You got a GPS. You can always find your way around. But yeah, see, look, another little cul-de-sac right here on the right. Is it bringing me back to where I started? I can't remember. See, the thing is, I can't remember if I turned left or I turned right. I just turn. That's my problem. Yeah, highway is off to the right again. Let's go back to the highway. We turned down in here, I believe. Yep. Let's head back. Head back the way we came, then we should be okay. So this bike is 48 volt with, I think they're 18 amp hour batteries, something like that. So there's two of them, one in the basket, one in the back. But it is one that self-discharges. I think it's because of the alarm system that's on here, maybe. I think it's taking it off of the back because the alarm is built into the battery pack. So I think that tends to eat the battery because it was pretty much down, I think, to maybe like, I don't know what it popped up to, 36, 38 volts. That's not enough to run this thing. The minute I turned on the front batteries, that's when I was okay, and I said, okay, I have some power. So it doesn't draw it from the front battery, it draws it from the back, and that's where the alarm is. Yeah, this one comes with a built-in alarm. Now, is it any different from the other types of alarms you can buy for like $15, you know, on Amazon? No, I don't think so. I think it's pretty much the same, but it's built into the battery pack, and it's super loud. I mean, those other ones are very loud too, but this one's really loud. You know, the way that these things work is if you turn on the alarm, walk away from the bike, as long as you don't turn off the battery pack, anyone touches the bike, it's going to go off with the alarm. The thing is, they don't know where to turn it on and off. That's a thing. So chances are it should give you enough time for you to actually go and rush out and, you know, stop the guy from stealing your bike. That's the purpose of it. But again, a bike this expensive, I wouldn't be leaving it anywhere anyway. Now, Electric Bike Company also gave me a folding lock, one of the ones that are similar to the Ebikes bike lock. They have one of their own. They gave me one of the, they gave me everything really. I have to say that they were very generous in offering everything to me. Any option that was there, I took it. I wanted to see what they offered. I wanted to see what kind of stuff they had. That's the only way to know. You got to see it. So yeah, I took their lock, I took their bag system, had them custom paint thing for me, got the double batteries, got the custom paint job. Yeah. Anything that was an upgrade, yeah, I took all that stuff too. Yeah, but you know, the thing is though, I continue to ride it. I mean, I told you guys before that somebody was looking at this particular bike and he ran into my review and then said, because of your review, I'm not going to buy any bike because they obviously don't know how to market their bikes when they only give it to people that only have 17,000 subscribers. I thought that was funny, quite frankly. Because he gave it to me when I was probably at 12,000 subscribers. Even worse. To him, that is. He thought it was worse. So anyway, no. It's better off to give it to me because I ride these bikes. I don't just do the review and then throw it out. Okay, we don't throw it out. We sell them. No, I kept it. Yeah, I'm still riding this bike. So to that gentleman who made that comment, yeah, no, it's a good bike. That's why I kept it. That's why I continue to ride it. And they get a lot more... they get a lot more mileage out of it from me than some other people because I actually use the bikes and then I do videos as I'm using it, right? So it's it benefits everybody. Okay. Yeah. Don't buy the bikes based on who they give the bikes to for reviews. No, I mean, if you like it, you buy it. They got some other new bikes out too. There's a new one that they just came out with. I don't remember which model number they call it. And it's a moped style bike. Yeah, so it just came out from them. You know, check out their website. You'll see it. You know, they send me things that, you know, just to let me know that new things have come out and whatever, and then they hope that, you know, we will mention it to you guys. So I'm mentioning it. There you go. Would they give me one? I don't know. Do I want one? I don't know. Maybe not. Most of the bikes, you know, I like are fairly big. Moped style bikes are tougher to deal with, but there are some new moped style bikes that look kind of cool. I mean, if you don't really want to pedal that much, if you're really more of a throttling kind of guy, yeah, moped bikes are fine for that. I had one by a company called Ebike. Do you guys remember the Ebike video way back when? Yeah, I ended up selling it off to somebody that said that they were going to use it with their daughters. Now, I could have kept that. It's a good bike. I just couldn't pedal it well because it's kind of low to the ground. It's really, like I said, it's a moped style bike. But then I looked at some other moped style bikes that are out there and go, yeah, some of these are kind of cool. I probably would never be able to pedal it, but, you know, I kept thinking about these things, and I said, you know, I've neglected to take a lot of these after the Ebike because I said, yeah, well, I can't ride it. The thing is, though, sometimes you guys want something like that, right? Sometimes maybe it is better to take those bikes, do the review about it, just let you know that, you know, you can't pedal well, that kind of thing. But, you know, if you're looking for that style of bike, at least I did a review on it, right? Kept thinking about that. But then the other side of me kept thinking, we don't have a lot of space in the house. You know, what are you going to do with it? I mean, are you going to keep it? Are you going to sell it? That type of thing. I think what I would end up doing is do the review, maybe do 1 or 2 rides on it, and then sell them. Nothing wrong with the bike. It's just it's not my type of style of bike that I would prefer. On your left. So, you know, to take a bike like that, I would know at that point that I'm really only going to do the review on it, and that's about it. So as long as everyone understands that, then yeah, I could do it. And maybe 1 or 2 of you guys might be interested in something like that. So if I don't take those in, then I'm not really doing a good service to you either. So I don't know, I'm just kind of finding ways to justify whether I should do those type of bikes or not. That's all. So what about e-trikes? That kind of falls into the same category. I mean, I don't see myself personally riding one of those. But on the other hand, some of you guys might. So if I don't do the reviews, I'm not giving you my opinions as I see it. Now, the only e-trike I've ever ridden was the Rad Power Bikes trike. Because I went out to California and I visited their shop, right? I visited their store out there in Berkeley, California, and got a chance to ride it. And the thing that I noticed with the e-trike is that, straighten out the camera a little bit here, is that if you're not on level ground, you feel like you're tilted. Yeah, you do feel like you're tilted. It takes a while to get used to it, you know, and once you're used to it, I guess it's fine, but you have to understand that that's what's going to happen. And a lot of ground is not perfectly flat, you know, some of it it's tilted a little bit on an angle on one side or the other, and so your bike, the whole bike is going to feel like it's tilting. And every time you turn, let's go up a little bit more here. Every time you turn, you may have to lean into the turn to keep that other wheel down. Otherwise, the back wheel could go up. So it takes some effort to learn to ride it. Now, people say, well, it's easier to ride because you're all 3 wheels on the ground. Well, now if you're turning, you better lean while you make that turn, or you're gonna tip. So there's some learning curve to it. some of the other reviewers of the e-trikes lately have mentioned that they really like some of the trikes that are out. Yeah, I was offered it too, right? For those who see the e-trike reviews, I was offered one as well from same companies. But I told them, I said, I can't really do a review in my weather, in my area. Plus I was coughing still, you know. I said, I really can't do it and do a good job. So I says, think about me in the spring if you still want to do it. Maybe I'll consider it at that point, but I can't do it now. So they understood, you know. They understood. So anyway, but I see everybody else has got one. But again, you know, some of these guys are in areas that, you know, the weather's better for them. They could do it. I can't. I mean, I've turned a number of other things down. Yeah, we're up to 106 bikes turned down so far. I turned a bunch of other bikes down, and it's because of weather and also other things too. So the ones with that I have an interest in, and it's because of weather now. I just simply told them, I said, yeah, I can't do it. It's just I'm in the wrong geographical area to be able to do a review at this point. Now, I guess you could see, like right now, I am riding it, but you know how long it takes me to wait until the weather is decent for me to actually get out there? That's the problem. How do I predict? By the time they send a bike to you, I mean, they got to process your order, and then they ship it out, and then you get it, then you got to build it, and then all that, and who knows what the weather will be by that time, right? So, so I can't predict it, and I can't take it and then find out that, yeah, you really can't do it. Then I'd be forced to get out there, right? Because I made a commitment to do it, and then I'd be freezing and everything. Forget it. I'm not doing that. Kind of reviewer are you? I mean, some reviewers will take everything, right? You know, I turn down everything. I only take what I can take and do. If I can do a good job, I'll do it. If I can't do a good job, I'm not doing it, even though I might want it. Oh man, you know, with this liner in the helmet, yeah, it's actually pretty good. Yeah, I don't feel cold at all. I mean, I'm sniffling. I mean, obviously I'm cold, but I don't feel like I can't ride. I think last year when I just had helmets and I had nothing to cover my ears, yeah, I would have left by now. I would have said, forget it. We're not doing it anymore. I'm out of here. Now this earmuff thing really is kind of nice. Yeah, if you're gonna buy one of these things, make sure the helmet's big enough to handle your head and a liner. Get a liner too. If you go out in this type of weather, in like 50 degrees or less, you're gonna want that earmuff thing. Yeah, it's a good thing. I think it does definitely help. So yeah, it might look a little funny. But I don't care what it looks like. If it keeps me warm, I'm using it. Alrighty. Well, you can see there are people who have their Christmas stuff up. Other people have not. We put some stuff up, but not the way we used to. You know, we used to line the gutters with the Christmas lights and all that. I'm not climbing up anything anymore. Getting too old. This is a problem when you're getting older. Getting too old, I don't want to do it. It's cold putting it up, then it's cold taking it down. So we only did some basic things. We didn't do a lot of work on the house as we used to. All right, I'm drying out. I need some water. Car's behind me, so I'm not going to reach yet. It's a long reach to that basket. Some of the baskets are closer. This one's a little farther away. It's okay. I'm just glad I have a basket. I like using the baskets to mount my water bottles, as you know. And like I said in the past, which side the water bottle goes on is based on which side the throttle is. So my throttle's on the left-hand side, so the bottle will go on the right-hand side. This way I can continue to keep moving forward with the throttle while using my other hand to pick up the water bottle and continue drinking. So if the throttle was on the right-hand side, then the water bottle would go on the left-hand side. That's how it works. Yeah, just use some twist ties. Twist ties, not twist ties, what do you call it? Zip ties. Use some zip ties and zip tie the water bottle cage onto your baskets. The baskets come in handy, but I know some people don't like the front baskets because they think, it looks funny. I don't care. I don't care what it looks like. I go for, does it work? Yeah, it works. Okay, we're putting it on there. Now in this case, like I said, without the front basket, you can't use the extra batteries because the batteries are sitting in the basket. So yeah, dual purpose. But it makes it heavier and it off balances the bike a little bit. So, all right, let's take a right. Yeah, this one, you might notice I have it on PAS5, even though I'm not pedaling. This one, the throttle goes as fast as wherever the PAS level has been set for. So if I want full throttle, I have to be on 5. But I could feather it, I could feather the throttle at that point. But the pedal assist has to be there. Now, if I only put it on PAS3, then the maximum throttle will only be as fast as whatever PAS3 will allow for pedaling. And that's all it'll do. So I want full 20 miles an hour as an option, so I leave it on 5. That's how it works. Yeah, so it shows 53 degrees right now with the temperature. That is the actual temperature, I believe, because I checked before I left the house, and it showed 53 degrees on my Alexa unit. Yeah, the Amazon Alexa thing. He said 53, and it shows 53. Yeah, I think the problem with this thing, as I said before, is when the sun hits it. I mean, we got a lot of overcast right now, but when the sun hits it, it's going to read whatever that sun is when it lands on that sensor. So even though maybe the ambient overall temperature might be certain degrees, if the sun hits that thing, it's going to show higher. Now, it started out higher because I was inside, and then of course, as we've been riding around, it's showing the true ambient temperature, 53. So this is accurate, but you have to be aware on sunny days, it's reading what the sun actually is hitting it. Heating things up, Here's an interesting thing too. As we continue riding around, just talking for the sake of talking. I'm gonna make it a longer video. A lot of my videos have been kind of short lately. Yeah, I was watching old court TV shows. I think that's what it is on YouTube. You guys ever seen those? Yeah, look up the case of Betty Broderick. That was a case I worked on. I was one of the technicians on there. So I watched opening statements of the trial. Now, she had 2 trials. She murdered her former husband and his new wife, and she had a lot of drama around her case. So I was watching the deputy district attorney, which is Carrie Wells. We worked together on that particular case. Yeah, that made her career, that case. Yeah. She later on became a judge. I don't know if she still is or not in San Diego County. But anyway, I was watching her doing her opening statements because I didn't see all that. I was in the trial taking photos at one time. The DA's office asked me to take some photos while Betty was on the witness stand. And I remember the defense attorney, Jack Early, objected to me being there. Because, the camera makes a certain amount of noise when you take a picture. Back then, you hear the click, So he was saying he objected to me making all this noise while Betty was doing her testimony. The judge basically said, well, this is for the DA's office, so he allowed me to be there. Took a bunch of photos. He kept objecting. And he finally said, are you done with your photos? I go, yeah, I'm done. And then I left. So I was hoping to see that on the trial footage that they had, but I have a feeling that what they're showing was the first trial, because she had two trials. She ended up with a hung jury on the first trial, and then on the second trial we got her on second-degree murder, which is what we were hoping to get, rather than manslaughter. You know, I think her sentence was something like 32 years to life. She's still in prison, and I think the only reason she's still in prison is because she has no remorse for doing the murders. And every time she comes up for a possibility of parole, they always find that she's still not remorseful. So if she's not remorseful, they're leaving her in prison. Anyways, but it was interesting to see, because not all, a good chunk of the court exhibits that are shown by the prosecution, if you look up the court TV thing and look up the Betty Broderick case, those are photos that I put together on the poster board. We always use these boards, foam core boards, and we mount the photos on there so the jury can see it, and they'd use it as Exhibit 1, Exhibit 2, that type of thing. And so I noticed some of them that I did, and then I also noticed some of them that one of my coworkers also did. I think we split the case, I think, on that one, where she did some work and I did some work on it. I did all the audio work because there was a lot of voice, what would they call it back then? Phone messages. What would you call that? Voice machine? No, phone message machines. Message machine. Is that what you would call it back then? I guess so. So she left a lot of messages, so I had to clean it all up in terms of, you know, so it's more audible and stuff, you know, filtered a little bit. And then once I did that work, the defense has to have access to whatever I did, because once the prosecution shows it, they have to do a thing called discovery, where they tell them, okay, we're using these things for exhibits. So the defense guys would need copies of that to make sure that that we didn't leave things out, or you know, anything that would be hurtful for their case. So I did the audio stuff. I also did the video, and I think it was 13 minutes into the opening statement from Carrie Wells. She mentions that one of the investigators did this video. Oh, that was me. I did that video. I'm watching this video. We're walking up to the house, and we go through the way that Betty supposedly had gotten into the house when she did the murders. And I'm watching the thing. I said, man, is it so jerky? I mean, all we had back then was VHS recorders. Remember the VHS big camcorders? You put it on top of your shoulder and then you walk around with it. You know how bouncy that is? We didn't have things like stabilizers. I mean, look at the video I'm doing for you right now. With the GoPro, we've got image stabilization going on. It looks smooth, right? Not so on that video, because that thing was really bouncing. I'm going, man, how embarrassing. Good thing she didn't mention my name. Yeah, investigator Russ. No, but yeah, it was good to see it again, because it was one of the biggest cases I got a chance to work on. Yeah, so it made national news, of course. Yeah, look up Betty Broderick. She had a couple made-for-TV movies made on her and stuff. Yeah, they never mentioned me because I'm just a support guy. I'm not a major guy. I'm not a major player on the thing. So, but yeah, just to kind of live it again and see some of the work that I've done in the past. It's immortalized because they recorded, you know, that trial, because it was a big to-do trial. I mean, she made it on Oprah and all that stuff too, right? So, yep. People still talk about her case. So, yeah, but that was one of the major cases I got a chance to work on. So, all right, I think that's enough. It's getting a little chilly. Time to head home. Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you know anything about the Betty Broderick case or have heard about it, put a comment below. Let me know that you know it or not. Or if you're interested in the case, yeah, just go on, go look up Court TV. Oh, maybe I should have turned. look up Court TV on YouTube, and then on their playlist, I think they showed the Betty Broderick thing. There's just like 7 or 8 videos. They have the opening statements for both attorneys, then they have Betty on the stand and all that kind of stuff. So you see some of the exhibits from the prosecution side. That would be stuff that I either worked on or my coworker worked on, one or two. All right, I'll talk to you guys next time.